Hi, I'm Jale, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a timeless pick card reading for what is currently blocking you. Okay, so it could be in any area. We're going to take a look, 3 different piles. The first pile will be the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reid. Second pile, Goddess Guidance Oracle card deck. And third pile, Energy Oracle card by Sandra Ann Taylor. I will be showing you up close each of the decks, so you can pick for yourself. If you do need extra time, obviously by all means pause the video and take a sort of a breath, sort of focusing on the heart center and see which of the decks you're drawn to. Before we start, I'm going to sort of announce something very quickly. It's based on the YouTube video I did on Valentine's Day, where I was picking up on some really not great energy. Unfortunately, it turns out there was a celebrity that passed away on that day, and obviously it's caused a lot of controversy and sort of discussion over in the UK. And I've spoken to quite a few people based on what happened, and I feel, first of all, I'm annoyed with myself for not being able to pinpoint who this was in relation to, because I feel like I could have definitely tried to do something about it. They're saying it's not my fault, but still, Spirit wanted me to do this as essentially a precaution now, because I feel like there's so much energy going on at the moment that sometimes it's very difficult to navigate that, especially if you're not aware of how the energy works, and if you're not able to kind of really focus yourself back in, or you know there's a very overwhelming emotion that you may be going through. So I've decided, and obviously on the basis of the guides as well, sort of they suggested it more than anything, is to start a Facebook support group, a spiritual support group for people that want to have a discussion or feel like they need people around them, that maybe they don't have that access to that, or maybe they don't have a support network, or maybe people don't understand them, or maybe people don't listen to them. So the Facebook group, I'm going to put a link in the description box. Feel free to come and join us. It is a brand new group, and it is a private group, so if you do join, people from the outside won't be able to see you've joined it, and also they won't be able to see what we've posted. But it is a peer-led group, and what that means is that obviously I expect everyone to help everyone, so, and including me. So obviously what I would say is that if you are feeling low, I wouldn't expect you to go in and help everyone, but I would expect someone to, you know, post, maybe start discussions based on maybe how they're feeling, and then everyone to sort of really support that, and then, you know, vice versa. Obviously this is on the onus of, you know, filling up your own cup first, and if you are feeling low, not to feel the pressure to come in and, you know, help everyone if you're not feeling great. Obviously that's not what I expect, but it is going to be a peer-led group. I'm also going to be probably doing some healing sessions on there, so live group healing, because let's be realistic, this energy is everywhere at the moment, and I feel like I need to do something. So yeah, this is what's on offer. If you want to join, if you want to become moderator or administrator, by all means let me know. If you've got any questions, email me. Information is in the description box. Back to the video. As I say, pick a card reading. What is currently blocking you? I'll show you the 3 options now. Okay guys, so we've got option 1 here, Wisdom Oracle. Okay, that's by Colette Baron Reid. The Goddess Guidance Oracle cards here are for option 2, deck number 2, and deck 3, option 3, Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. If you do need some extra time, by all means pause the video, take some time, and choose the deck that you feel the most drawn to. Hi, pile 1, this is going to be your pick a card reading for what is currently blocking you. Okay, so this is the Wisdom of the Oracle card deck by Colette Baron Reid. I did do a pre-shuffle, but obviously let's make sure that the energies are ready to go for you guys. So those who picked pile number 1, please, the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. This deck, what is the current block or blocks, please? What's blocking their manifestation ability, their abundance? Anything Spirit feels is relevant for them to know. What's the block? What's the current block, if any? Block or blocks? Thank you so much. Wow. I'm trying to figure out if this is someone actually in spirit or your guide. They're saying spirit. Let me just shake this energy off a bit here. Someone's got a very heavy chest here. Very heavy chest. I'm hearing asbestos. Whether or not they've, I'm hearing lung issue. They could have passed away with a lung issue. Something maybe linked with their work. Maybe there was asbestos here. I feel like there's a. I'll be honest with you. If someone is watching this who's picked this pile, and you are having, it's like you're waking up in the middle of the night. You have mediumship ability, and this person's trying to. I'm going to try and pass them over for you because I feel like this person hasn't passed on properly. But I feel like it's like you're being mithered in your sleep here by spirit, because you're a very strong energy, and people and spirits are attracted to you, and so they're waking you up to try and gain your help. But I don't know if you might be aware of this, but you might not know how to deal with it. I need to start offering lessons, I think, because this is a common thing. I feel like we need to help people that are in this position. I feel like if you resonate with this, I feel like I might even need to start doing group lessons. Just email me if this is of interest to you or if this resonates. I might have to start offering group development lessons or something, which means I have to write a class, because usually only offer individual ones. Maybe you're interested in an individual lesson. Email me, I'll give you prices, but maybe you want a group one because it will be less expensive that way. Yeah, someone here, maybe one or two of you. It's like they've gone now. Let me just see who this energy is. Yeah, they're trying to. They're not passing on. They want to be heard. Someone's not passed over properly. Now I'm hearing the name Malcolm. One of you could know the person and they're trying to get your attention. One of them some of you may not know the person. I feel like there's a few of you here, but it's like whoever's picked this pile, you have mediumship ability, and your sleep's being blocked a little bit, because I feel like between the hours of 3 and 5, you're being woken up by people that are trying to pass over, and they're seeing you thinking, oh look at this lovely human being who is very connected. Let me see if I can try and get some help, because I'm a bit lost here. I need to go over to where I need to go over. And so they're coming to you and waking you up, and obviously you're none the wiser. Maybe you are, maybe a few of you are, maybe you aren't. Let me email me if this is you, because I need to pass some of these people over. I've got a gentleman here that definitely was a working male who is trying to explain his story to me, and I can't breathe properly. You need to whoever this is in relation to, you need to sage your whole bedroom and your whole. Personally, I would be playing Solfago music into my room an hour before to clear the room, and I'd be white saging that. Okay. Also, I feel like you need to be taking potentially some Himalayan salt bath to cleanse any spiritual debris from you, because I feel like you're like a sponge. I feel like this is the kind of empath group I feel. They're saying there's more. Come on, let me just try and get. I'm going to try and get a guide to come and help this gentleman here to pass over. Let me try and get his spirit family. Let me put you on. I'm going to pause the video while I do this, because this man's now come to me. Let me try and move him forward. One moment. Sorry about that, guys. He's fine. Confusion. There was a lot of confusion. I think he was trying to get help. Let's see what's currently blocking, apart from, what I've just given you here. Yeah. If you felt like your mood is maybe a bit low and you're not, it's like you're not feeling great, you're not feeling, your mood's a bit kind of low energy. Firstly, I would be looking at, if you resonate with the last message, to contact me, because I feel like you could have someone that's around, an entity around you that doesn't want to pass on and is making your mood a bit low. You're also, and I'll be honest with you, that someone is not allowing a respect for their own boundaries. This is why these entities are here, there, and everywhere. Because you're not respecting your own boundaries. You're letting people probably, I mean, look, I'm going to be real. If you've got people that are constantly asking of you, like you're an empath, I feel like you're probably, this is the empath group. You're giving your cup, you're topping your, you know, you're not topping your own cup up, you're helping top others up, and then you're putting yourself last. Your boundaries are not very clear, and you're putting others before you. And so because your boundaries are blurred, spirit is also coming here, there, and everywhere, because you're not saying no. And so because you're not saying no, it's like you're a giant light, and you're allowing all kinds of spirits to interfere in your sleep while you're asleep because you don't have the boundaries. You could also be involved in a situation with a relationship here that is not great, and my ear is ringing like someone would ring a bell. Okay, so if you are in a relationship, I'm getting a darker gentleman here, very vocal. Someone's in a relationship with someone that's very vocally volatile. Because I'm going to be really honest with you, how this person's, because I'm, whoever this is, I can see this, okay? I can see the expression on this male's face when they're talking to you. I'll be really honest with you, how you are listening to that and not responding, because I feel angry watching that. I feel very angry. I feel like I want to tell this person to go fuck themselves, if I'm totally honest with you, because I don't like the way they're speaking to you. I feel like you need to really stand, this is not okay. This is darker, I mean, look, he could have darker skin tone and or darker hair, maybe even facial features, but I'm seeing the way he's talking to you right now, and I'm not liking it. In fact, I'm getting angry myself, because it's like, it's like they're in your space. Very abusive. This is, and your guides are not happy with this, okay? Because that energy, it's like it's glued to your energy. And now because that energy is glued to your energy, you're attracting all this other stuff in. You're probably not sleeping very well. My chest, my heart chakra is feeling very heavy, like someone's sitting on my chest. We need to kind of honour our boundaries here. And if you want to join the support group, by all means, come join. Because you need to know your worth. This is not okay. And whoever is speaking to you like this, I feel like it could be a partner of yours. They probably, I feel, have depression, and it's like they just think this is okay. And I get it, they're wounded, totally understand that, but you're not a punch bag, all right? So whoever's told you you're a punch bag, you're not, and I'm telling you you're not. You need to honour yourself, okay? Sorry, but this is not okay. This is really not okay. You're saying why? Why? Why is this happening? I'll tell you why. It's because Spirit want you to acknowledge how amazing you are. You're not a victim. You're really not a victim. Maybe you're sat thinking, yeah, but I've gone through so much. Be very careful with your inner dialogue, because if you're sitting there telling yourself, yeah, actually I'm a victim, and because that's all you're going to get. Trust me, from someone who has had to learn that the hard way. You know, I went on a TV show and that label was placed on me. A victim was placed on me, and I do not care to ever see anyone else go through that. All right, I spent literally 2 years in a bed being psychically attacked, okay, because I essentially, number one, it was my path, because I had to understand how to heal that and counteract it, and number two, because I allowed that label, and I didn't sit and go, heck no, this is not okay, this is not me. I didn't, and that's, don't get me wrong, I've learned my lessons. Never ever do I ever want to be viewed like that again. But this is what Spirit are trying to say to you. You're being blocked by you. You are blocking you. All right. Sorry. Someone's sister. Someone's sister. You may have heard this from your own sister. Maybe your own sister's told you, look, don't do this. Don't let this happen. You need to listen to that. Exchanging gifts. Why don't you? Someone is very gifted here, and you because you're blocking you, because you're not honouring you. You're also now blocking your gift because it's part of you. When you block that, you're blocking your blessings. You're not just blocking the bad, you're blocking everything. And not, you know, when I say bad, I'm, you know, your shadow elements, everything that makes you up, parts of you. Why are you afraid of what you, it's like someone's afraid of themselves or their ability, and that's also a block, because I'm hearing you've put it off long enough now. Now I'm also seeing this could be a mother that's passed, someone's mother. It's like someone's mother's trying to get through to you. Whoever that you guys have got some crazy good ability, and you're scared of allowing that in. It scares you. You could also have a fear of yourself. It goes back to, again, it's like people have placed all these labels on you. You're not very good, and oh, why would you think about doing that? It's like, and you've just absorbed it all. I get it as an empath, I get that, because you know it is very difficult not to absorb that, but no, you've got to reclaim you now. This is not about what others see you as. This is you, okay? You have a right to say no. End of story. Like, honour yourself best you can. That's all you can do. Just try the best you can. Yeah, look, there needs to be some healing here. All right, mending. I'm also hearing potentially there's friendships that have, it's like you put yourself out there over and over and over again, and you're hurt over and over and over again, and you're still sat there going, why does this happen? Why am I the way I am? It happens because you're a healer. This whole path is to allow you to understand that you are a healer. You're being given mirrors of you and what you need to learn until you are honouring your path. And that way, when you've honoured your path, you know, essentially the lessons change, all right? But if the lessons are over and over and over again, it's because you haven't learned yet what you can do, who you are, and the beautiful soul that you are. Because whoever this has picked this pile, you guys are you have some blessings ready waiting for you. Look how amazing that card is. Look, what's blocking you? That was the first card to come out. Do you feel like you don't deserve this or something? Is this what this is about? You feel like you're not deserving of happiness because you were told that? Because, can I just let you into a little secret? Sometimes now, when that happens, I feel so defiant, because that's all I've ever experienced, is that I want to just go to people and be like, Bridget, please do keep telling me how crap I am. Because I feel like there's a tipping point you get to where you're just like, keep going. Because all you're doing is this is just making me feel more resolute and determined to do me. Keep going with it. Just please keep going with it. People don't like that either. When you're that defiant and you're when you're that defiant, people are like, what do you mean? Keep going. What do you mean? No, keep going. Because this is the thing. People can break you over and over and over again, but what they don't realise is that, number one, karma exists. I've seen it a million times over. And number two, all it does is it helps you get to a place where you can see, I mean, look, you learn a lot. It's like you're in this healer kind of energy where people are dying to project that onto you and to try and force you to be a certain way. It just adds to your path and how you learn and how you see the world, and you end up benefiting from it. Because I don't know about you, but personally I'm like, yeah, bring it. Because now if we can get all of this out of the way, then I can get onto the good stuff and I don't have to worry anymore. Whereas you are going to have to worry because you haven't learned anything. But keep going, because you're just benefiting me, you know. To the sea, there needs to be healing. I'm hearing you need to forgive yourself. So if you've been in this position where things are going in a loop, be kind to yourself. Come join the support group. All right. You are worthy of more. You deserve more. You need to start understanding that you are worthy of good things. You know, if you're in amongst people that are determined to treat you badly, that is their lookout, and there is always something you can do. I refuse. I'm not being funny. If I've managed to get through what I've managed to get through, then trust me, there is usually an answer to everything. Okay? Now, without going too much in depth of my personal life, because I'm sure you're just sat there going, can you just give me the reading? I mean, look, I was in a bed for like 2 years trying to work out if I had MS, if I did, what the MS was from, how do I counteract it, how do I heal myself, what do I do? Literally, I had friends going, just get on with it now, just get on with it. I'm like, I'd love to get on with it. That's also, that's my goal, you know. They don't get it, and that's fine, because it's not their path. I don't expect people to get my path. It's my path. But you keep fighting, you keep going, and you keep, because trust me, now I've come out I'm still fighting it, I'm still working on my own healing, but it's like the world opens up, because this is the thing. Number one, that energy is always temporary. I don't care what anyone says, you could be fighting at the depths of your soul through the darkness and feel like you've got absolutely no one on your side and no one understanding you, and then you'll come out the other end of that and think, oh, okay, well, that was a bit interesting. It's like, essentially, it's a dark night of the soul, and what you gain from that is usually awareness and perception and ability. Like I said, usually now when I come across clients and people, there's very little I haven't gone through myself, and because of that I can help people, you know. It's part of my path, and it's probably part of your path. It's dependent on your own life purpose, but you've got this, you can do this. Don't let anyone talk you out of it. You can go through your own healing. There's ways of doing it. If you don't want to invest in millions of pounds worth, dollars worth of healing and counselling, there are ways you can do it, all right? But just, there's definitely, I would be looking at shadow work with this pile. I'd also be looking at inner child issues, how you talk to yourself. It's like self-worth. I would also be reviewing who is around me. What else is blocking this pile, please? Pile 1. What is blocking pile 1? Did that card come out? Yeah, it's like, again, this card, orphaned. Maybe you feel like you're alone. You're not alone. Just FYI, your guides are with you. All right, maybe you're sat there going, yeah, but I don't feel like, you know, I don't have ability, or I can't feel them. Maybe that's what you need to be looking at. Maybe you're going through a dark night of the soul and you're not aware of what it is. All right. Maybe you are going through a bit of a depression, or you feel disconnected from people, and because of that, your perception of things and your feelings, it's a very hard emotion to kind of work through. All right. Maybe you've cut yourself off, or you're trying to, you know, shield yourself from being any more hurt around people, and so you built walls up around you to shield your heart. And I'm telling you now, that doesn't help. All right, I'm telling you now, because what spirit will do, they're naughty. Because especially with this pile, I feel like you guys are probably pretty switched on. So what they'll do is they'll wait for you to start coming out of your shell, and then they'll start putting more people your way. Sorry to be real. That are going to test to see how you're going to respond with this heart center of yours, and if you're going to block them again. The easiest way to navigate is to walk straight through it. And yes, it's not easy, especially if you're watching this in Pisces season. This is like, it's like an abyss of emotions. Yeah, there's heart center blocked. I feel like your heart centers are blocked, because that can really block a person. I would be looking at heart chakra healing. I would be looking at, again, I keep hearing forgiveness. Maybe you've got family issues. I'd be looking into resolving those. There's just a lot of wounds. It's like emotional wounds I'm feeling that. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's like you're in a potentially, and again, just, this is a general reading, FYI, so just take what resonates, leave the rest. It's like someone is petrified of moving on, because they think this is going to happen to them all over again, and so they're staying in a comfort zone now. And Spirit is saying you have to venture out of your comfort zone, because otherwise all of this would have been worth nothing. All the risk you've taken, all of that emotion you felt, have been, you know, just try and come to the edge. Take a look at what else is on offer here. Don't just stay within the normal confines, because there's a reward behind this. You'll gain something from it. There's a very nervous energy here, very anxious. Oh, look. Yeah, look, even on breathe, breath work, meditation. Have a look into that. I'm for some reason I'm hearing transcendental meditation, but breathe, okay? What's blocking deck 1, pile 1, please? Yeah, masculine. So either there is a masculine energy around you that is blocking you, or you need to recalibrate your masculine energy, or you need to get into your masculine energy, which is about being assertive, being proactive, being direct, asserting your voice. Get sort of into a position where you feel confident, comfortable doing that. Oh my goodness. I'm just seeing it's like someone's inner child. We need to be looking at inner child work, especially if you feel like you're lonely. I'm sending me is sending a hug to your inner child now. Maybe I need to do like a healing session here. Maybe I need to post it. Stick in the comments here if you want me to do a group healing on YouTube, because I feel like we need to do this. Let me know. Write a comment if you're like, yes please, because I can do healing. Let's see what else. What's blocking group 1, please? Yeah, look, there's something needs to be resolved to clean it up. We've got a lot of healing references, cleaning references. Take a look at what is around you, and if you look at the situations, people, and think, in 10 years, do I want to be with this person, or do I want this to be the case? If your answer is no, then make steps now, okay? Maybe you're not sure about what it is you want, okay? But I feel like there's the energy here is some people that are very able, but are in a very disempowered energy, and they're scared to break out of a box that other people have put them in. Personally, I'd be beating myself out of the box, because I can't be dealing with that kind of energy. Like, now that is the trigger for me. Someone's trying to put a label on me that is not accurate. That is just like the opposite of what you would want to watch me do. This feels like it could even be down to past life, where you're scared of upsetting the apple cart. You're scared that you're trying to find a balance. You don't want to upset people. You're scared of how you're coming across, and so you're sort of tentatively poised to make sure that everyone else is okay, and you're going to wait and sort of observe, and then if everyone's okay, then you'll have your needs catered to. No, you need to recalibrate this energy, because it's blocking you. You're basically saying, I'm a second-class citizen. I'm going to let everyone else get what they want, and then afterwards I might tend to my own needs. This is not going to help you. We must correct this, because I mean, this breaks my heart that someone would feel like they're not worthy of anything else other than that. I mean, that really upset that. And I feel like it's your ancestors and your guides that are upset, and now I'm upset. And this is the thing, they don't really do, ancestors, that's usually the emotion, but I feel like I'm picking up on your energy as well here, where I'm feeling like I can't quite navigate where I need to go, and I'm sort of just letting the world kind of wash. No, take a stand. Even, put it this way, maybe you're sat there thinking, yeah, but how do I do that? Write a list of all the things that you want to see for yourself this time next year. Exactly where you want to see them, okay? And then break that list down. So in 6 months, this is where I'd need to be. In 3 months, this is where I'd need to be. In a month, this is where I'd need to be. Next week, this is where I'd need to be. This is where I need to be now. And then you make your steps based on that. 1, what is the block? Group 1, pile 1, deck 1. Those who chose this deck, please Spirit, what is their block? Between worlds. So maybe you've started the process of all of the other information I've given, and now you're like, yeah, but I don't know. Like, I'm a classic one for that. Like, I've cut everything out with this. I was so determined to kind of treat myself. I quit smoking, I quit alcohol, I quit meat, I quit everything, food-wise, which I love. And now, because we're in Pisces season, I'm like, maybe I should quit sugar. Maybe, and I'm just like, and I know I need to do that because it's going to really detox me. But I don't want to do it. But I know I have to because firstly, we are what we eat. But also because I'm so sensitive, this is clearly having an effect on me. If I don't do something, this is not good. But this is what I would class as being between worlds, where I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And I was told a long time ago, over 10 years ago, that when I start really doing this work full time, that I can't just sit and be like, I just meditate once a year. You know, and I deal with one client a year. It's like, you have to be all in, Jale, otherwise don't expect anything to do. Your ability is not going to work. It's like, you can't just sit and take the good from it and then not put the time and energy into making the effort, because that's not how your ability works. And this is not your life path, Jale. And I, at the time, was like, yeah, right. Oh, well, you'll have to learn the hard way because I'm not doing it. I was like, defiant, not going to happen. And then it all changed. And now I'm like, yes, that was very accurate advice. So, between worlds, what are you putting 1 foot in and 1 foot out of? What do you have to commit to? Are you non-committal? All right. And I'm not, yes, it could be a relationship. Maybe you're sort of non-committal around that. But what else are you not committing to? All right. Because it is also blocking you. The indecision is essentially telling the energy to not give you what it is you want because you haven't decided. So you need to make a decision here. All right. Pile 1. Truth be told, someone doesn't want to see the truth in a situation. Someone doesn't want to see it because they know what they're going to have to do. And I've just heard, that's me. Don't mean to laugh. It's just the way that my guides... I could hear someone say that's me. So if you've just said in your... Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at that because good. I'm glad that you've acknowledged that. But someone's just said in their head, I think that's me. Well, it was you because I heard you. I'm telepathic. Truth be told, go for it. Go for it. You know what's blocking you. Someone's a very good athlete as well here. And someone relates to the food situation I've just told them about. Because that's you as well. And you are putting your health... Someone might really love chocolate here, but... you've got a very, very strong athletic ability that, I'll be honest with you, you would do extraordinarily well at the Olympics. I'm going to keep it real. Someone's got extreme talent here and they're battling a little bit. Could be Taurian placements because I'm a sun in Taurus. Well, I'm an Aries Taurus cusp sun. No, naughty, you can't be between worlds. You have to choose now. You're going to have to choose because it's not going to work. This is exactly the example they want me to give because you're very good at what you're doing. You're going to be very, very good, even better than what you think. So at some point this is what's blocking you here. You're going to have to get rid of the sugar. Sorry, guys. Truth be told, what's blocking you? There could be people around you that are not giving you the truth, and you're also not giving yourself the truth, and you're going to know if this is you, all right? And if this is you, You don't need people like that, okay? You don't, this is not, because I'm hearing this is someone who likes to have people around them. There's a sense of well-being, it's like a security blanket, but they're not serving anything. And I'm hearing from my guide as well, it's like white noise. They're not even offering real help. It's like this is a safety net. And actually they're fake. Like, you've got fake people around you, sorry, but you have. This is what's blocking you. If you want authenticity and real, you have to honor that in you. And I'm not saying you're fake, I'm just saying you are entertaining fakeness around you. And so yes, it is going to block you, because it's like a buffer. It's like if you've got your energy and then around you is all inauthentic people, and you're expecting a straightforward change in your energy or what you want to see in your life, well, you need to as within so without. You have to look. And this is the thing, because they're saying, what is it about you don't want to look at as to why you would entertain fake people? Because someone doesn't want to hear something. It's like they're scared. Someone's scared here that if they have people around them that are authentic, that they're going to see them for what they are. But the thing that Spirit is saying is, what you are isn't a bad thing. You've just been told that you're a bad person, or you maybe grew up in a household that was molding you into believing that you are not particularly healthy. It's bullshit. Why are you investing in that still? And so because of that, you're now entertaining unhealthy, fake people around you, because you don't want them to be real with you, because you think they're going to tell you something you don't want to hear. Well, the fact is, they're not, because you're not a bad person, but you're buffering everything with these people. Get rid of them. Be real with yourself, and you're not a bad person. You've just been subjected to, I mean, there's a lot of suppressed feelings here, and so because of that, there's masks. So what is blocking you? You're wearing a mask. You're attracting people wearing masks. You're not being authentic because you're scared to be authentic. And again, if you're listening to this going, well, that's not me, then you don't have to worry. And if you're triggered by this, I don't know what to say to you. But it's not easy being authentic and being real and honest and raw and open. It's really not. But you have to honour yourself. This is about honouring yourself now. Pile 1. Those who picked pile 1. Someone's worrying about time. Do I have enough time? Maybe they actually feel like there is a physical limitation with time because they are maybe getting older, or what they view as older. It's an illusion. You're blocking yourself with a man-made concept that doesn't exist. And okay, you can sit there and go, yeah, but you can't exactly run a marathon if you're 100. Why? Why can't you? I'm sure if I flick through Google, I could find some guy who's done that, Why are you, because I feel like this is another block. Why are you letting the world tell you what you can and can't do? Why are you allowing, it's like, I feel like I need to get a sledgehammer and remove all the conditioning and programming. You guys, whoever's listening to this and resonates with this, remove all of that and start from scratch and be like, right, now what do you believe? Because it's like, you're in a mental jail. There's a mental jail energy here that I'm picking up on, right? Now, we need to pinpoint where that's come from. It could be from childhood, all right? And then we need to recorrect that. Now, cognitive behavioural therapy, that will really do that. Personally, like, that's long and it's expensive, all right? Personally, for me, if that was me, I would be looking at self-correction for myself. For example, every day, right, let's say, for example, I don't know, as an example, I expected a client to reply to me to arrange a booking for a reading, and that didn't happen. And then I start thinking, oh, did I do something wrong? Stop, Jale. This is what I would do, all right? And I have done this before. Stop, Jale. is this an issue with me, or is this an issue that's down to them and they have chosen that as their path of free will? Yes, it is. It is their choice. No, it's not necessarily something I've done wrong. So what I would do is say, that's fine, let them get on with it. And then I would refocus myself into something that I'm doing in the immediate moment. So essentially, what I'm saying here is looking at mindfulness. So for example, you're focusing on the current moment, okay? For example, maybe I don't know, I go to work and the boss has pulled me up to do something, and they've told me off I've done something wrong. And maybe you're very hard on yourself, and then that rattles around in your head, and you're sort of really overthinking it. Stop, look at the situation and say, is this something that I did deliberately? If the answer is no, then that's okay. If I was to do this, if I was in this situation, would I do the same thing? If the answer is no, okay. If this happens again, will I know what to do? If the answer is yes, then great, and you refocus on another thing. And if it's not those answers to those previous things, then essentially go and try and correct that. So go and speak to a manager that can give you some insight into how to correct it. If you know you're not going to try your hardest, then maybe look at the fact that maybe the job isn't the right one for you. But keep doing it until you've got an answer. And if you know the answer is, well, actually, I'm just being hard on myself, refocus on something else and focus on the present moment. Mindfulness, look into mindfulness, because you need to retrain your brain a little bit, because there's no point beating yourself up over and over and over again, because your self-talk is so important. It kind of it's like you're running a program in the background, your subconscious programming here, to tell yourself how crap you are, and then by not correcting it, you're then expecting blessings to come in, and you're asking why you're blocked. This is why you're blocked, because you're allowing that subconscious programming to continue without stopping it and rewiring it, recircuitry. You're trying to recircuit it so that it's not running on a loop. Now, yeah, most of the people that do suffer from that is from social conditioning when you're younger, parents. Yes, that's not an easy thing to correct, but trust me, you can. All right, coming from someone that experienced a lot of that, trust me, you can work through that. All right. Blocks for number 1 pile, please. Yeah, look, someone's in a cycle that they don't want to acknowledge. Never-ending story. What things are you currently involved with that is continuously going on a loop? What situations are you currently in that is on a loop? And because they're the things I'd be listing down, right? Relationships. Are you attracting the same people? Essentially, all the answers are what I've said in this reading, whereby you're blocking you're blocking it. All right, so let's pull some outcome cards. I'm going to utilize the Oracle of the Radiant Sun here. Let's see, what is blocking pile 1? What is blocking pile 1, please? Pile 1, deck 1, what is blocking them? Someone's being rebellious. Someone is deliberately trying to push. It's self-sabotage. We've got convention upside down here. Someone is trying to. I would be looking at where Uranus stands in your chart. Personally, coming from someone who's extremely a very, very negative placement of Uranus, I can be extremely unconventional. There's something about you here that as soon as you get into a comfort zone or someone expects something of you, you'll do the opposite. I can relate to that. It's blocking you though, so you need to be aware. There could also be issues with authority. Okay, so I'd be looking into that as well, because we've got the bottom of the deck authority card here. maybe you were not great at school, and so from that you've developed a bit of a negative patterning. Personally, I relate. What is blocking you? Yeah, you've also got negative influence. There's people around you here that are just not, they don't care. And I'm hearing they want what they want, and I feel like your own needs, it's not what they want, it's like they care about their own inner needs. I already know someone that's watching this video because my guides are like telling me people's names. Oh, how funny. Yeah. Someone's also contemplating an affair, and that's not the answer either. You need to end something in order to begin something else, okay? So that's what's blocking you. You have to cut, someone has to cut someone else out in order to start a relationship. Okay, so let's see if we can get some outcome cards here. Any final thoughts for pile 1? Self-love. We need to focus on self-love. That's one of the main things that is blocking here. And because there's an unwillingness of committing to the self, it's like you're not committing to anything else, and so that's also causing a block. But it's to do with all these other kind of core issues here. Let's pull one positive kind of. Let's go with the Archangel Tarot cards here, Oracle cards here for pile 1. Final insights for pile 1, please. What is their block? Final insights for pile 1. Final insights for those who picked pile 1. Final insights. Ah, that's lovely. It says passion, trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. So if you were to do this and follow this, if it resonates, then that is what your reward or your kind of gift is. Okay, guys, and it says teaching and learning at the bottom of the deck. Keep an open mind, learn new ideas, then teach these ideas to others. Okay, hopefully that's been of some assistance. Let me know in the comments what you chose, what pile you chose, and your own experiences. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for listening, and until next time, take care. Thank you for subscribing, liking and sharing as well, all your posts. Much means a lot to me. Thank you. Hi pile 2, this is going to be your peer card reading for what is currently blocking you. So this is the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. I have pre-shuffled these, so I'm just going to give it another shuffle. Please do take what resonates, leave the rest as a general reading. But let's just see pile 2. What, for those who picked pile 2, this deck, the Goddess Guidance Oracle card deck by Doreen Virtue, what is blocking them? What is the block or blocks, please, Spirit? What can you tell us about the block or blocks, please, for pile 2? What's blocking pile 2? Okay, we've got infinite supply, Sedna. Okay, it says you are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. Someone, I feel this is for you guys going to be, it's like you've got a very strong abundance on one side of things, but maybe you're not as abundant on other things. So maybe you've got a lot of money, material resources, but you don't have many strong connections. Or maybe you've got a lot of good friends, but you don't know where to take your career. It's like there's a very strong imbalance almost, where you're very gifted in one area, or you're very abundant in one area, but in another you feel like you're lacking. All right. What is the block? Let's have a look. What is the block here, Spirit? This is a very sensitive pile. I feel like you get very easily distracted. you're also, this could be a pile where you're you don't feel like you relate to many people. This is a pile maybe potentially that does not want to put themselves out there. What's the block for pile 2? You could be very, very, I mean, look, I'll be really honest with you, this is also a very feminine energy that I'm picking up on this pile. Maybe you're so in your feminine energy that sometimes your block is that you're not balanced in the fact that you're not in your masculine energy, and you need to start asserting yourself a little bit more. Someone could be afraid of change here, and that they want to stick to old sort of the original confines. Yeah, someone's someone's got a very low self-worth. You're not kind to yourself. Someone's not being kind to themselves. This is another very strong empath pile where it's like you're putting all of your energy into others, and you're not acknowledging your own needs. Let me pull some what is the block for pile 2, please? Yeah, confusion. It's like you're I feel like you could feel like you've lost yourself a little bit. It's like you've kept going, you kept going, you kept going, you kept going, but rather than sitting there going, is this worth me continuing going? You've just kind of followed what you thought. It's like you're very, very open, sensitive, beautiful, kind of serene, loving energy that I'm picking up here, and I feel like you've done it at the expense of yourself a little bit, and now it's blocking you because you're now so far into a situation you can't kind of see where you. It's like, where did I come from? Why was I doing this again? It's like you've lost all sense of some. I mean, this is not going to be for everyone, but someone's very confused now based on the decisions they previously made. But there is a lot of confusion. This is what's blocking you, confusion. I feel like you may have actually lost a sense of self. Yeah, I think that there is definitely a block here with self-love. There's a heart block. You may have actually tried to reach out to people before and they were not very positive. It could be that you're very concerned about reaching out again because you don't want to put yourself in that position again. It's like you've told yourself that you've tried this once and you don't want to be in a vulnerable state again. You are underestimated. There's a lack of empowerment. You are actually, this is another thing. You've this is very similar to pile 1 now, but it's slightly more subtler in energy. It's like you have absolutely no idea what power you hold. It could be that you are afraid of spell work, magic, your ability, because you could have actually previously, either in this lifetime or in other lifetimes, been someone that practiced the arts, both white and black magic potentially, and so there is an opportunity maybe in this lifetime where you are being drawn to look into that, and now it petrifies you because there's something that doesn't sit right, and so now you're blocking from that experience pretty much all of your intuition because there's something that connects to that you just don't feel comfortable with. You might be one of those people that goes, oh no, I wouldn't ever connect to my guides, or oh, I don't ever want to have a reading, or I don't, and maybe you've come across this video thinking, I just want some help, but I don't want to be intuitive, I don't want to connect to my guides, I don't want, you know what I mean? It's like, this to me feels like what's blocking you is your own awareness of your power that you're scared to unlock. It's like you've got a fear of yourself, essentially. And or you could have also been told that you know, very disempowered energy that you may have been around, and you continue to be in that energy. Yeah, this is definitely a pile of people that are very wary of their ability. That they want to move forward, but they're just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm confused, but I know I've got this ability, but I don't really want to invest in it because it scares me, or I don't want it. I know there's something about you being blocked because you haven't developed your ability, because there's a concern about developing your ability. This is, I feel like, one of the main kind of themes of this pile. What is blocking pile 2, please? What blocks pile 2? Those who chose pile 2. Yeah, it's like your life is, maybe you've taken on quite a lot, and it's like sometimes you just need to slow down and observe and to reflect, and then by doing that you'll understand where the blocks are. But you haven't done that. It's like you don't stop long enough to take note of what's going on. So it's very difficult for spirit to kind of get you in a position of stillness where you can actually hear the advice, or even maybe friends. Maybe you're one of these people that just is 100 miles an hour, and your block is you need to change up the tempo here. You need to slow down a little bit, especially if you're watching this between the 22nd of Feb, sorry, the 20th of Feb and the 9th of March. Slow down. We're in retrograde. We're not supposed to be running a million miles an hour. This is usually a time for reflection. Retrogrades are always a time to review what has been, to see if we still observe it in a certain way, and if we still feel the way we do, and if we do, then we've made the right decision. If we don't, we need to correct that. Pile 2, what's the block? Pile 2, deck 2. Yeah, it's like you're somewhat, this pile's very in their own feelings, and it's like they're very viewing things in a certain way, and because of that, it's like there's also a lot of stuff that I feel is being suppressed here. It's like there's an emotional side that you guys have that is probably very difficult to articulate, and so you struggle. I feel like this is a kind of a pile that is almost scared to kind of look at themselves on any deep level, because again, I'm just getting anxiety of like, what will I find? What's lurking beneath? Maybe, let's say for example, I'll give you an example. You may have a temper, and people may have said to you, your temper is crazy, and then maybe someone's commented. I've got to laugh because people have said this to me before. This is why I'm laughing. It's not what I'm saying is funny, but my guides are winding me up. They're saying, that's you, Jale. That's you, Jale. Maybe your eyes are a little bit scary when you lose your temper. My guides are dragging me. They're still saying, that's you, that's you. Yes, I know that's me. I've got a freaking running commentary of them in my ear now. Yes, I know it's blocking me. I'm aware. I will work on that. Yes, I acknowledge you. Please give me this message afterwards, unless you would like me to share it with everyone. Yeah, don't be afraid of your own power. That's why they're trying to share it with me now, because that used to be me. I know that sounds insane, but yeah, let's be realistic. You can test this. Look in the mirror, look into your eyes in the mirror. If you are actually petrified looking into your own eyes in the mirror, this is you. And it means that you are more capable than you will ever know, but it just means there's a shadow side that you need to look into, that you haven't looked into yet, and potentially we need to kind of open that door, all right? They're saying you have to be ready though. What is blocking pile 2, please, Spirit? Someone's scared of change. Someone's scared of lack. It's like someone's worrying about lack of something, lack of money, lack of... That's blocking you. Don't put that energy out there, because if you're sat there worrying about money, you are going to bring more of that to you. Stop doing that. If someone else is worrying about not settling down. There's a very anxious energy that I'm hearing sort of from this pile. You also may not be getting space for yourself to sit. So this pile, it feels like you're not able to get some time alone to reflect. Take some time out now, meditate. Self-reflection is going to be important. Stop overthinking about lack, because this is another thing, and it could be money, could be anything. To manifest it, you are not going to manifest by worrying about a lack of something. You're going to draw more of that to you, just FYI. Someone is scared of change because they're worried about what it's going to bring. They're also worried about being vulnerable. There's a worry about... There's a lot of worry. There's a heck of a lot of worry. Someone's also worrying about their fertility. And I'm just hearing, does he love me? You are worrying yourself into a situation. You don't need to worry. Yes, he does love you. And I'm hearing, yes, he always will. I don't know why I need to say that, but I do. Someone's worrying about having babies. What's blocking you having babies? Well, I'll be honest with you. First of all, I'd be looking at your dietary intake. I'd be balancing a more alkaline diet as opposed to a more acidic diet. I don't know why, but you need to start exercising a little bit more. And I need to say this as well. If you're looking to diet and also you're looking to get pregnant, don't do both. As someone that's obviously going to be carrying a child, your weight is going to fluctuate, and it is not going to help if you're trying to look at losing weight if you're getting pregnant. Now, you may think, well, that's obviously common sense. It's not, because trust me, I've spoken to people before who have commented on worrying about losing weight and getting pregnant. Don't get into that. Focus on the weight first, because it's counterproductive. It's totally opposite ends of the spectrum, all right? There is a lot of anxiety. I'd be looking at cleansing your sacral chakra and doing a chakra cleanse overall, because someone's over worrying, and it's causing an imbalance, a block of energy into your sacral chakra, and therefore there's a hormonal imbalance. There could also be PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. Now, I'm not saying everyone watching this video is going to have that, but I'm just seeing an acidic imbalance. And yes, I do healing, and yes, I have done a fertility treatment before. So, and yes, it was successful. The woman had a baby. So, just saying, you know, I'm not just some random person that's just sort of, you know, making stuff up as I go along. There's a method to it. I can scan people's bodies, and whoever this is, maybe there's more than one of you. One of you is totally overstressed and this is not the right time, and another one of you, it's a dietary imbalance. Look at supplements, look at getting into supplements. And also, it's like you're not having a support system around you, and you're worrying about this, and then your body's holding all that energy in, and then you're worrying why you can't get pregnant. Your body's a temple, love. You know, you're going to be carrying a child. You need to absolutely honor your body. If you're getting into that kind of thing, start pampering yourself. You know, someone else here is asking about having children, and you're worrying about your age. That's also putting a very kind of counterproductive energy out into the universe. Work on you. Set your energy and vibration to a high standard, and what I mean by that is start focusing on you as a woman, and ticking off your own boxes in terms of your goals, your own personal goals, so that you do end up closing out any cycles, any healing that you need to do on yourself, making sure you're vibrating at a high level, because what you'll do is that energy will then attract someone in who's also on that level, who will essentially provide what it is you want. because I feel like there's someone here is single, and it's like I'm just hearing that they're constantly worrying about having a relationship, and that's not, again, you're pushing that energy, you're putting that energy out there. Make a list of your own personal goals, what you want to achieve to empower you as a woman, and just keep focusing on that, because what you'll do is you'll end up attracting someone when you least expect it. And that has been proven to me so many times. The person that I absolutely have loved the most in this lifetime was literally when I least wanted to be in love. When I absolutely would have, the last thing I wanted to do was to be in love. That's when I attracted it, because I was trying to be, do my own thing, So it works, but just you have to put that into practice. Someone doesn't like their sensitivity. Someone's trying to block their feelings off. It's like, what's blocking you? You don't want to feel because you're scared of feeling, because it means you're going to feel. That's blocking you, all right? Maybe you've been hurt before and you're trying to block your heart chakra because you don't want to feel anything. That's blocking you. What else is blocking pole 2? What's blocking pole 2? What's blocking pole 2, please? What's blocking pole 2? Deck 2. Something about comfort. Someone comfort eats in this pile. Purification. Pay attention to what you're putting in your body. I mean, this is just the same message really, but someone's extremely sensitive to the point where I feel like if you were something about caffeine, someone's not supposed to be having caffeine and they are, and it's sending their whole central nervous system into some kind of disarray, and then you're sat here wondering why you're blocked. I'll be honest with you, if your central nervous system is in that kind of state, how on earth can you temper or understand? I mean, look, let's be realistic. Our body, if we are imbalanced in what we're putting in our body, and our body's not as able to understand what's going on, it's like everything gets thrown off. And yes, I know it's comforting to have these things sometimes. Like, trust me, I know I'm going to have to end up cut sugar out my diet now. I've cut alcohol, I've cut tobacco, I've cut meat, I've cut... They want me to be some kind of alien human, I don't know, someone that just doesn't, So it's got to be done though, because we're finally tuning ourselves, and by finally tuning that, I can smell smoke. I don't know if this is me picking up on someone smoking, or if actually, like, I don't know if something's on fire here. I feel like, yeah, someone's still smoking. Stop smoking. Yes, I'm going to be one of those annoying people that has given up smoking and tells everyone to give up smoking, but to be honest with you, I should have done it a long time ago. So, what is that smell? Right, deck 2. What is blocking deck 2? Oh, someone is not being honest with themselves. What do you actually really want? What do you really want? Because if you're expecting something but you don't know what it is you want, then how can the universe deliver that? It's like putting in a cosmic order and going, can you just surprise me, Spirit? And then Spirit goes, yeah, all right, I'll surprise you. And then bam, a really heavy life lesson that no one wants. So you've got to be careful, because I feel like there's a few people here that have tried to manifest something and they've been delivered what they asked for, and you're just sat there going, yeah, but that wasn't what I wanted. And Spirit going, no, we know. It was what you needed though. And yes, they are annoying when they do that. They're very annoying, but Careful what you wish for. Be very careful what you're wishing for, because that could also be blocking you. Yeah. So one or two of you are still asking about love. Do you love yourself? Are you honouring you? Do you see you as a divine being? Are you sitting and honouring yourself as a soul living in a physical existence? Are you honouring your boundaries? Are you trying to top your own cup of self-love up first? Because if you're expecting to, you know, your block, I feel, could be that you're expecting to meet a whole being, a whole, you know, healthy human being, but you're not fully kind of au fait with how to top up your own cup. And so you're expecting something that you don't even give yourself. We've got true love and blossoming in here. Are you allowing yourself to blossom? Do you give yourself permission to blossom? Because this is the thing, if you're trying to attract love and you're wondering why you're being blocked, the first thing to do is to focus on the self first, to get yourself to a certain position, like I said before, where you're vibrating at a level to attract the right person. I'm hearing I attract the wrong people. Do you attract the wrong people though, or are you following a pattern of behaviour where you're chasing the wrong people? It's like someone likes a bad boy here. I'm going to put it that way. Someone loves a bad boy, and then they're wondering why they can't, what's blocking them from love, because you're chasing the people that are never going to be able to give you that. And yes, it's self-sabotage, and yes, there's an element of self-sabotage in this pile. Now I can hear someone screaming at me at the moment now, saying, yeah, but how do I know that they're a bad boy? And, you know, they tricked me into what I want to say to you is that I don't think they have tricked you. I think you were probably aware of this, but you chose not to look at the red flags, and because you wanted this to work. And so got the spirit of basically saying that next time, just make sure you're listening to your gut instinct, because you're not wrong. All right. There's something here I've got to put my finger on with this love thing, and I'm trying to really single it down to one specific point. And I feel like the best way to describe it is that you're not whole when you're not attracting whole people. So we need to make you into a whole human being. That you could have had issues around your father if you're female, even if you're male possibly, whereby there's something unresolved with your father, and it's like that's blocking you. What's blocking pole 2, please? This is the other thing that Spirit is saying. If you don't know who you are, then it's very difficult to understand what it is you want sometimes. Yeah, again, children. So much reference to children. What's blocking you from having? Right, let's focus on children a bit more, because if that's coming out again, it means I haven't covered it. I mean, first of all, if it's not a medical condition, that's obviously one thing I need to say. Are you honouring your inner child? Are you in a creative space? Are you... This is the thing. If you're not in a position where you're in a playful energy and you're in your inner child and you're nurturing your inner child, sometimes it's very difficult to be able to carry a child if you're not in that energy, if that makes any sense. It's like you've got I just feel like there's potentially childhood issues that we need to focus on here that is blocking you. Now everyone's going to be different, but I'm seeing for some reason between the ages 6 and 7. This is not going to be for all of you, but for some of you, you were left to your own devices, and it impacted you to a point that made you, I don't know if it was you being isolated, and now you tend, there's something about pushing people away. Yeah, someone's scared of taking a risk. People want to, someone's staying in their comfort zone here because for them it means more to them. It's more comfortable to do that. They like or prefer the status quo. Someone doesn't. Pile 2. What's blocking pile 2? Someone's lost hope as well. Someone's like really. Yeah, brave. And by the way, I'm using another deck now as well. This is the Earth Magic deck. Give yourself a break. It's like maybe you're actually blocking yourself because of the fact that you're putting so much pressure on yourself. Just be kind to yourself. If you're sat there beating yourself up about all these things, then yes, that energy will impact you. Okay, let's use the Goddess Guidance Oracle. No, the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. Pile 2. What's blocking those who picked pile 2, please, Spirit? Let me clear these cards up first of all, because let's start with the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, just to clarify some more examples of what is blocking pile 2. If you've chosen this pile, what is blocking pile 2? Those who picked pile 2, please, Spirit. The Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. What is actually blocking them? What is blocking those who picked pile 2? Your health. Yeah. Maybe it's psychosomatic. Maybe it's obviously definitely do go to a doctor's if you feel like your health is at risk. That's an advice I have to give. We need to finely tune here, depending on what your needs are, your health requirements, because your body needs to be looked after. So your body's blocking you at the moment, essentially. Let's have a look. You could have Virgo in your chart. Maybe you're a sun in Virgo. I mean, I'll be really honest with you. Usually these kind of placements have very strong healing ability because they're put through a lot physically, and it's meant to allow them to learn. But there's usually a fear. You could also be blocked by your own fears here, because we've got risk as well, which is Saturn in Aries. So you could be blocking yourself because you're talking yourself out of things, either through fear or from the lack of maybe your health issues. But it's like I'm hearing you know what needs to be done, but you're trying to talk yourself out of it. It's not going to be for everyone, but it's like you're someone's scared to push the boundaries. It's like you're in a comfort zone and you're worried about what the risk would involve and how things would change. Someone's in a comfort zone here that We need to break the comfort zone. We've got money here. Someone feels that they're being hemmed in. They don't have a choice. This could also be an issue around mindset. One sec. Let me just... It's like someone's come to the conclusion that that they're ruling themselves out, and because of that, it's like they're again, it's just someone's ruled themselves out of things, and so their mind and their body is kind of, if it's not their body, it's their mind, is blocking them. There's a lack of inspiration here. They feel, some people feel like they're being hemmed in, and or they don't have a choice in anything. You've got to be so careful what you're... Right, let me just break this down. Words create everything. Your thoughts create everything. Everything you put out into the universe, there is a recorded note of that. Okay, so if you're sat there going, I'm never going to have this because of this, or this is never going to happen because of that, you're basically saying to the universe, yes, I acknowledge this is never going to happen. Or, and maybe you're going to sit and get angry with me for saying that, but can I just say, when I was in a bed for 2 years, if I'd have sat with that kind of mindset, I'd have given up a long time ago. With, oh well, I'm here now, I might as well just sit in this bed for another 2 years and give up. No. You've got to seriously pull yourself out of it. Focus on what you can do. This is your... Don't block yourself by saying, well, you know, my health is not good. Okay, well, what is good? Because then you focus on that, because then essentially what you're doing is you're showing the universe willing that you're working to your strengths, essentially. So maybe you're sat there going, oh well, I don't have a choice because my finances are being restricted. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to focus on the things that aren't being restricted in that scenario and put the focus on the onus on that. We also then need to show gratitude to our guides, angels and helpers who do support with the positives in our life. So for example, for me, I usually thank my guides and my granddad, all my ancestors, for keeping me sane during that period, and even now sometimes, because for otherwise, then what? I just focus on the bad things. No, they are with me all the time, as are your guides and helpers and angel and angelic family and star family. So, you know, we have a choice in this. We have to show gratitude, because, okay, the riches, maybe your finances are a little bit off kilter. Maybe there's a lack that's happening there. So what we need to do is we need to counteract the lack by showing a willing and tipping the balance, okay? And the answer to that is, well, what happens if I've been doing that all my life and I'm still not getting results? Well, then there's something you're missing, okay? So either maybe you put your energy into a job that was not meant to actually produce results because you're meant to be doing something else. Why would spirit give you abundance in that job when you're not supposed to do that? Okay, so for example, it could well be that you don't invest time in you, and you expel your energy helping other people, and you never top your own cup up, and then you're showing that your finances are very low. Well, are you giving to yourself? And is your energy balanced? Is the give and take energy in totally equal balance? Is it at 0 point? Because if it is, then you would expect that energy to be reciprocated back to you within the money element, yeah? But if it isn't, then there's a lack within you that you're either allowing or you haven't noticed, and either you're off track or there's a recalibration needed. Maybe you're not on the right vibration. And like I said, sometimes these things take years to counteract. Like my South Node is in Taurus, in the second house, in, I think it's Capricorn or Aquarius, and my past life karma with money was freaking ridiculous. I mean, it was actually, like, even now, if you trace back even to my early age, like, I lost money, but it was through other people. I would be hemorrhaging money. And okay, you can sit there and go, well, why on earth would you sit and say that's something that is your fault? Well, first of all, I was totally off track, because I wasn't practicing my spiritual ability. In fact, I was a little shit, if I'm totally honest with you. When I was younger, I was absolute, like, zero fucks given. So of course, why is spirit going to sit and reward me for that? Of course, doesn't make any sense. But not only that, but when I'm starting looking through my past life, I was a shit in those. So what are they going to do? They're not going to sit and go, well, now you've corrected your path, let's just give it, you know, everything you ever wanted. Sometimes you have to recalibrate things, and it takes longer. All right, so don't just go, well, I've taken, you know, I've done 2 weeks of this now, so why aren't you giving me my blessings? Keep going. You have to. And no, it's not always as hard as that. Sometimes it's about your vibration is not in that level. So are you cleansing? Are you around, you know, in a positive energy? You know, are you in a space that's clear of clutter and or low vibrational energy? Are you filling your body with things that are of high vibrational value? Because then your vibration will also be able to hit that point, and then you are going to resonate at a certain level, which means you're going to attract certain things. If you're saying yes to all the above, then we need to look deeper. All right, we need to look at, do you honor yourself? Do you value yourself as a high value? If you look at yourself as a piece of crap on the floor, and then you're wondering why your money situation, money is energy. If you view yourself as nothing, then you're wondering where your money is, put yourself in a position where you don't value, where you know that you're of some significant value, because then you'll get the money back, because you're equal match of a vibration. Yeah. Again, we've got the birth card, we've got caution, we've got someone is very low on inspiration. Someone is not inspired anymore, and so that's also causing a block. We need to put ourselves in and around creative individuals, creativity, music, art, anything that opens up that heart chakra, inspires our inner child, that speaks to our inner child. So maybe look for anything nostalgic that can really spark that inner child in you. Drawing, you know, any kids TV shows, but it's like someone's lost their childhood spark as well. And when we do that, it blocks the energy. Now you might also be the person that was wanting to conceive, in which point that would also be an issue, because you're wanting to conceive a child, but that you block. You know what I mean? You've got to get into that same match of energy. Caution: someone is in an anxious state who has picked this pile, right? Maybe you've got an anxiety disorder. Maybe you've had instances like me where you've had near-death experiences, and so you're petrified. Fear will attract fear. Okay, what we need to do is we need to look at what has caused this, why. We need to put it in context. I'll be honest with you, up until very recently, I was still freaking traumatized, thinking I don't think I can ever go through any of this stuff again, until they started showing me things and I started to understand why my path was the way it was. You need to look back into that kind of instance and piece it together, all right? Because there's a block. We need to rewind a little bit. So for example, if you've got an anxiety disorder, I don't know why, but I'm seeing someone at age 14, maybe even maximum 16 here, who this anxiety disorder was developed around that time, all right? So what I would be looking at is I'd be looking at what happened to me at that time. I'm hearing breakup, someone had a breakup, and it's absolutely knocked me for 6. And so I'm scared of putting myself out there, and it's triggered an anxious reaction every time, and it's blocked me now because I associate opening up my heart chakra with that instance when I was 14. And so now I'm in this constant anxious state, so I can't put myself out there. First of all, what I'd be doing personally, if you don't want to go and seek professional help, so counselling, CBT, is first of all, if your anxiety is not to the extent where you feel like there's absolutely no way you'd want to put yourself in this position, what I'd be doing is I would be sitting in that energy, and I would be reliving it until that it's like a match that's been sparked. You want to release all that emotional energy from that instance until it doesn't resonate in your body anymore, because your body's carrying that energy now. Okay, I'm hearing People screaming, why on earth would you want to do that if you've got anxiety? That's the worst thing you can do. Well, okay, maybe you have a better idea of how to do it. Maybe in your mind, you've got professional help, and that they've given you advice on it. Me personally, unfortunately, I could write a book about anxiety. And for me, how I dealt with it is I walked straight into it. Now, yes, that's a very aggressive way of dealing with things, but I don't know what to say to you. I'm an Aries Taurus Sun cusper, an Aries Mercury, and Aries Mars. Everyone who looks at my astrology is like, whoa. Like, you know, I was built for trauma. Let's just put it that way. I was unfortunately built for it. And so when things get tougher and tougher, sometimes you have to start getting creative with it. You know, my moon is unaspected in the 12th house in Scorpio. Like, you know what I mean? Again, if you saw my chart, you'd understand what I'm saying. But in my experience, the reason they've done it for me personally is for me to learn how to help other people. Now, how I'm viewing your situation with the anxiety is that, now this is the thing. See, this is where I'm a trained hypnotherapist, so this is where I want to go into this guided meditation, this guided hypnosis to help you, but I can't, which is extremely frustrating. But let me think how I can put this across. I feel like if you understand what I'm saying about that, this is not going to be for everyone. You need to get some assistance to help you with that if you're not comfortable walking straight into it. Let me keep it simple because I want to try and help as many people as possible. There's an anxiety here. We need to work through this, right? Anxiety, that's blocking you. Because what you're saying is you're saying, I can't go into this emotion because it feels uncomfortable for me. So what Spirit are going to do, and I'm going to be real with you, is they're going to keep giving you these instances. Like, for example, I've had 4 near-death experiences, and each time my ability has changed, my tools have improved, my awareness and knowledge has increased. Now, would I rather them just not bother? Yes. I'd rather them give me a damn break. But my path has been chosen. I can't sit and wuss out of it and be like, I don't want this path anymore, because I've entered into this. I can't sit and, moan about it, because it is what it is. I have to honour myself, and there's a reason for it. It's a learning curve. It's aided me, it's helped me, and it's part of the reason I'm here. So I can't, again, I would be throwing a part of myself away if I didn't honour that. And this is the same with you guys. You have to, and it's not always easy to sit and understand, like, if this trauma has come to you, to sit and say, I understand why this has happened, is very difficult. But I'd be striving to work on doing that, because it will open up a door for you. It will give you freedom, first of all. It will free you. Let's see what else you can give me, Spirit. What is blocking pile 2? Deck 2, please. What else is blocking deck 2? Ego. Someone's ego is blocking them. I can hear someone screaming at me. Please, if this is you, I don't want to hear this in the comments, just FYI. Really don't want to hear someone being abusive in comments, just a heads up there. All other people that obviously resonate with the reading, by all means, leave your thoughts in the comments, but I'm not going to respond to abusive comments, so just an FYI for you there. You're also potentially, there's someone's being blocked here by their intuition. They are refusing to see a situation for what it is because they don't want to acknowledge it, because it's an ego issue. Now, for some reason, I'm feeling like it could be to do with a lover. You know this person's not good for you, but you don't want to acknowledge it because you don't want to let them go. Because you've worked hard to get to that place. And you're blocking your intuition from it. Others of you, Someone's avoiding something. You're some kind of avoidance here. There's some kind of avoidance that's happening. Okay, what's blocking you? Stop allowing speculation and the opinions of others to impact. And I know this is easier said than done, but look at the people that are talking about you. Do they know you? If it's a no, then bye, right? Do they know you? Yeah, if the answer's yes, right? Is it accurate? If the answer's no, bye. If it's not accurate, why do you care? Like, it's the same as if someone puts at the bottom of my video, you're a shit reader. Okay. Do you feel better now? Like, what do you want me to say? Stop allowing speculation of others to interfere with your own divine purpose. And for some reason, someone's dad has been telling them that. Someone's dad's been having them, giving you a right old rollicking, and they're trying to, this person's dad's trying to empower them. Could be linked to a Cancerian, male or female. Why are you letting, why? You stop caring you're caring way too much what other people think. You're caring way too much what other people are thinking. Enough. Someone's also stopping putting different clothing on, and I don't know if it was summer is an issue for you. Now, I don't know if there's a burn or if there's a scarring or what it is, or if it's just an insecurity with how you look. But someone is putting layers of clothing on because they're scared of what they look like. You look beautiful. And I feel like crying saying that. But you really do. Whoever, this may be for one or two people, but the people that I'm seeing, wow, I just feel like I need to like shake the people, whoever's put that onto you, that energy onto you, send it, like, don't accept that energy. This is, you shouldn't, you look beautiful, you really don't need to worry about that. And I know that's easier said than done, because you're like, well, I do, but this is past life linked. One or two of you, this is actually, there was an issue with this in a past life, and it started when you were younger, and it's like you took that so seriously, and you've taken it on as your own thing. Give it back. It's not, this is not yours. It's like someone's, it's not even jealousy, it's like someone's warped mind. I feel like someone's said something or has kind of directed that to you, and you've, at a young age, I feel, really taken that to heart and taken it very seriously, and you've actually believed it. And do you know what the worst thing was? Is that person is totally, can see through as a soul who you are, and it was just a jealousy thing. And it's like, give it back. It's not like, why would, no. The minute you understand what that was about, and understand that you know this is not accurate, what they said, it's not accurate, they were wrong. People are going to be wrong all the time. Don't allow that energy to, you know, like, I mean, just to reassure you, I've got to laugh because at school I used to get, girls absolutely hated me, and the boys used to call me names. And then when I saw them out when I was like 18, they'd be like, can I date you? And I'm like, oh, okay, I see how it is. Yeah, the girls absolutely hated me. I just did my own thing at school, you know. But don't carry that on, you know. If I mean, look, at one point I had 16 of them try and beat me up. I mean, they succeeded because there were 16 of them, but you know what I mean? I could have just gone, oh, well, I'm just never going to do anything, and I'm just, no, keep going, just do, like, honestly. In fact, when that happened, I've got to tell this story, I wound them up even more to begin with, because when it happened, the first thing I said was, oh, it's my fan club. Yeah, I didn't, that really did fuel the fire a little bit more, but you know what? Do not let do not invest in other people's opinions in you, otherwise it will, honestly, it doesn't work. It's not good. All right, just, I'm telling you, I know maybe you're sat there thinking, I don't care what you think. I'm telling you from me and my guides, you are furthest from the truth. What you've been labelled with, it's like someone's wounds of bullying. I feel like I need to talk about bullying here. Tell them to go fuck themselves. Seriously. Now, I know maybe you're getting annoyed with me for being sweary, but I feel like someone's guide is getting upset with them. All right, I have to give you that. Right. Yeah, we need to make sure that you're not listening to people's rubbish opinions of you. Okay, so let's pull some outcome cards now, because I feel like we're I don't know what else to say with the guides here. Okay, for pile 2, any final insights, please? What is blocking them? Ah, this is beautiful. Shift, keep changing. All right, keep evolving. Keep evolving. And it will come to you. Things will come to you by just being in the moment. Is effortless. You know, being in that very kind of feminine energy. You can really, and start kind of, now you're aware of these things, or, you know, start kind of questioning from, you know, listening to this, what else, you know, from maybe certain things have triggered things in your mind. You know, what else can I work on? Let's see what else they're going to give us here. What else? Final cards for pile 2. What's blocking them? Final cards. Yeah, ground yourself. Ground yourself. Take a walk. You know, do grounding techniques. There's a million examples on Google. I feel like I need to sort of type up some grounding techniques now. But yeah, I feel like we need to kind of not take things so seriously, and just be a bit more light-hearted with things. Everything shifts, everything changes. Nothing will ever stay the same. You know, I spent 7 years at school winding everyone up. Never thought it would ever end. I thought I'd end up leaving school and literally the whole world would hate me. And I went on a TV show and they did. But anyway, it's a different story. For those who know, this is funny. Obviously it wasn't, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, just don't take things so seriously. Just allow it. Just allow some. Not everything can be immediately. Sometimes when you're trying to control things, it does the opposite. It kind of, if you hold on to something too rigid, it sort of tends to break. So just let it be. Send it upstairs. Say to you guys, give me a hand with this, or help me with that, and then just watch for a sign. Okay, guys. Hopefully that's been of some help. Thank you for your likes, shares, subscriptions. Massively appreciate you. Put in the comments, what pile did you choose? Let me know what pile you picked, and any insights, anything that you sort of noticed, anything that's come accurate, let me know. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. Bye. Hi pile 3, this is going to be your pick a card reading on what is currently blocking you. This is the Energy Oracle card deck by Sandra Ann Taylor. I did pre-shuffle, but let's just see. We can shuffle a little bit more. This is a general reading. Obviously take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So for those who pick this pile, this deck 3, pile 3, what is currently blocking them, please? What's blocking them? What's the block, please, Spirit? What can you tell us? Someone's communication needs to be looked at. Someone is not communicating properly. You're overworking. You're spreading yourself way too thin. Rest and rejuvenation. You're not noticing things going on, and then you're rushing past it and wondering why things aren't working the way they should be. This is also to do with either contract at work, spiritual contract. Let me pull. What is the spiritual contract? What's the karmic contract? Yeah, you need to start negotiate communication. This is a communication block. What is contract? I'm using the Oracle of the Radiant Sun to clarify here. What is the contract, please? Yeah, you're not speaking up. You're allowing things and people to treat you in a certain way, and this is part of a soul contract. So the reason you may find yourself being overlooked for promotions. It may well be that you're being overlooked by people, friends, lovers, anything. It's because you're not honouring your voice. And so Spirit are going, okay, well, until you honour your voice, Victory, we're not going to, it's blocking you. There's envy here, okay? One or two of you may sort of, be honest, I'm going to be very honest. One or two of you may look at others and go, I wish that was my life. That is not going to help you, because all you're basically saying is, I think I'm rubbish. Obviously, I'm summarising here, but it's not exactly the type of energy that the Spirit are going to kind of give you abundance on. And for others of you, it's that you feel like you're being blocked by people's jealousy. Is that accurate? Are you being blocked by people? They're saying no. Because essentially what that does is it accrues a balance then. If someone's jealous and they're treating you a certain way, first of all it does is it restricts them eventually, because essentially they're going to end up getting that back. With you, it's just leading you to opportunities that are of benefit. So I wouldn't be looking at that as that's my block. However, if you're viewing others' lives as something more beneficial than your own life, then yeah, that is a block, because you're basically saying, I don't like my life. So Spirit are going to go, okay, well, you don't like your life, well then do something about it. And then if you don't, then that's when there's a block, because you're essentially saying, I don't deserve anything to change. So just be aware of what you're kind of feeling, thinking about others. Maybe there's a sort of, you would rather not be in your life, let's say. As in, you would rather have another life or be another person. We need to honour ourselves. You're getting a lot of mirroring. Okay, this is Magician in the Mirror. If you feel like you're watching this and going, I get so many people shouting abuse at me. I get people saying harsh words to me. Yes, because you're experiencing mirroring situations in order for you to break free. So maybe you're at work and your boss has handed a contract to someone else and overlooked you. Are you taking yourself seriously? Envy. Are you saying, well, actually, yeah, she did really deserve that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on ways that I can evolve and change and grow, so that next time there's another offer, I will be successful. Because I'm telling you now, if you're just being realistic, if you're sat there being a bit jealous of people, that it's really not gonna help. And that's a very hard thing to sometimes look at the triggers. Look at the trigger, because this is the thing. This is a really good point, right? Even though I'm saying it myself, I'm acknowledging how great a point I'm saying. Anyway, it's because the guides are giving me the information. That's what I mean. What do you feel like you're lacking for you to then put someone on a higher pedestal than you? Because if you're not lacking it, why let them do what they need to do? Why are you worrying about what they're doing? That's their path. So if Robert got the promotion over you, did Robert put more work in? Is Robert a better fit now? And if it's no, then are you meant to be doing something else? Because if you are meant to be doing something else, then that's why you weren't given it. But this envy is not helpful. It gives you an idea of where your triggers are and what you need to be healed, but it's not helpful. You're getting mirroring. This Spirit are probably, you're getting very immediate ramifications of things. So you might have very recently got a parking ticket, let's say, and because you were cursing someone that was trying to take your parking space, and so immediate karma, they've gone, right, let's give her a parking ticket, because we can't be putting that energy out to people because it will come straight back. So just be aware that this is the kind of, and believe you me, I've done it loads of times, where I'm in driving thinking, this freaking middle lane driver, and then I've gone and overtaken them, and it's a little old lady that can't see properly, and I just feel awful because someone's probably saying that about my mum. Do you know what I mean? And then I just feel so terrible. Anyway, yeah, give love to yourself first. Give yourself some love. Honor yourself. Love you. Honor yourself. Journey. This is not a race, okay? You have to understand that there's a process to these things, and sometimes, again, we're given what we need as opposed to sometimes what we want. All right, but if you feel like your journey, your path has been blocked, is it the path for you? Is it the right path? Are you meant to be somewhere else, but you don't want to listen, so that spirit are trying to direct you into another area? Path 3, what is blocking path 3? Those who pick this deck 3, what's blocking them, please, Spirit? Okay, are you inactive? Are you not making any changes and expecting others to make the changes for you? For some reason, I want to say your weight. Someone's weight is a real issue. Okay, I'm going to be very honest with you because, and yes, I'm very brutal when it comes to these things. When it comes to anything with willpower, you're not going to like me for this, I'm being honest, but I'm just going to be real with you. You need to, this is about changing how you think of things, and this is to do with weight now, and in fact, anything that you're addicted to. Look at that item. So if it's food, it's food. If it's cigarettes, it's cigarettes, whatever it is. And you say to it, you are not my friend. Okay? You are not my friend. You make me feel great for a minute, and then you are actually harming me. Okay, now what would you do if that was an actual friend doing that? Would you continue and speak to that friend? No, you wouldn't. You would sit and go, fuck you, this is how I feel, I'm off, right? So you need to look at this food item, this cigarette, and this is what I did when I quit smoking. And I'll be honest with you, if you haven't heard my story about how I quit smoking, it's the most ridiculous story. I mean, I had a headache for like a week, and it felt like there was a clamp on my head because I did it cold turkey. I know, yes, I'm brutal, but maybe, I don't know why I did that, but I know I'm extreme. I'm a sun Taurus, so clearly I can be very extreme. Anyway, you look at it and you say, you are not helping me. You're actually harming me. And no, I'm not doing this anymore. And you walk. So you're viewing it as if it's like a literal person, and you view it and you be like, nope, I'm going to put myself first. I'm putting my own self first. And if you feel, and it's the same as if you're arguing with someone, you think, oh no, I really want to speak to them. No, we need to give this space, because they're not helping you. That item, that cream cake is not helping you. It's harming you. And so you don't want that near you. Okay, and you keep on that, and you keep, again, if you start, I did it with cigarettes. Now, that lasted me a week. I was angry. I was so angry for a week that I've spent a long time with this habit, and all it's done is hurt my health. I was so angry. I got so angry with it. And the main reason being is because I was woken up in the morning by my spirit guides screaming to give up smoking. And I got so scared that I was like in that mindset. But it works. It actually works. So keep going with it and put yourself first. You need to put yourself first. There you go. That's the long and short of that message. Action. Okay? You can do this. Don't think you can't do it, because you're going to talk yourself into thinking you can't do it. You can do it. You're more than capable of doing it. What's blocking group 3, please? Path 3. What's blocking you? 1, 2. Yeah, solar plexus. Willpower and or confidence. Alright? Anything yellow, start looking at the lemons would be awesome. Anything yellow, start eating yellow things, because it's going to really help your solar plexus. Look into solar plexus cleansing. Look at chakra cleansing. Your willpower and or your confidence is being blocked. All right. If it's a willpower thing, use what I've just said. Now, let's say, for example, it's something more. I mean, look, tobacco. I smoked. How long did I smoke for? 27 years I smoked for. Yes, very extreme. Personally, cold turkey is a lot easier because I'll be honest with you, the first couple of weeks was the first 3-4 days was literally, I was dizzy. That's how bad the withdrawal symptoms were. I felt like there was a clamp on my head. The week after that, I ended up investing a lot in fruit tea. I absolutely hated tea, but I thought, no, green tea is really good for you. Let me just try and make myself like this. And actually, I really didn't like tea before, but actually it's kind of nice. Because it's a hand-to-mouth gesture. That's what you need to be focusing on. So again, even if you're into food, anything like that, that's the trigger. You need to understand the triggers. So hand-to-mouth gesture, all right? So that's why I had tea a lot. So I didn't do the gum or anything like that. I went from smoker to nothing, cold turkey. And yes, the nicotine withdrawals was ridiculous, but I made sure I spent 4 days where I didn't have clients and I just slept. Because I literally slept for like 24 hours. That's how bad. Honestly, look, looking back, it was extreme how I did that. But winner. Didn't actually need any of that silly nicotine tobacco, chewing gum, or, you know what I mean? Like, I know I can feel someone's watching this thinking, what an idiot, but it worked. And yes, I'm very extreme. I know that's really extreme, but I am, I'm a Scorpio moon. What can I say? Willpower and confidence. Be around people that are going to uplift you and give you confidence. Start with baby steps. Put yourself in a situation that you know is achievable because it will give you confidence. Set a confidence goal. Things that you know will help your confidence. Willpower. We need to, whatever this is, put it this way, whatever this whole situation is with an addictive habit and or behavior that is blocking you, all right, we need to remove that. Pile 3, what's blocking pile 3? Happy family. Did you have situations when you were younger and or childhood issues that are now reoccurring or rearing their heads? Do you have family issues that are currently blocking your circumstances? Now, this is the thing, it's very relatable, this subject, unfortunately for me. Okay, so my dad was a nightmare. He was the world's worst. This sounds awful. He was the world's worst father. I'm going to just put it out there. And then got to the point where I think the penny dropped for him maybe about 10 years ago now, where he just broke down and started crying. And that was it. We talked it through, and as best we could for him, because you know what I mean, he's like, this guy, it's not like he's changed his character, it's just that he's realised that this is just not the way. And yeah, I forgive him. Totally forgive him, because he's human. And that's it. We have an understanding. He knows my work now, and I did a healing on him, and now he thinks I'm an angel. One extreme to the other. Before he thought I was a con artist. So anyway, because I did the work and he's seen it for himself now, he knows, right? With my mum, this is a whole different story. Bless her. She's neither of them were equipped to deal with a spiritual being, especially not in the 1980s, and you do what you can. And so the forgiveness of your parents, if you weren't getting what you needed, is essential in my opinion. Now, yes, I know a lot of people that have cut their family members off and done all that. If you feel like that works for you, you keep going with it. Personally, I don't think it's good. And the reason I say that is because not every parent is equipped to be a parent. And they're certainly not equipped to be a parent of an evolved soul sometimes. Sometimes they're very young souls who are having a child born to a very old, very old soul child, which, especially for me, I was like freaking miniature detective when I was a kid. Nothing got past me, and so, in a family where there was a lot of secrets and stuff like that, I was like a freaking devil, and yes, it caused a lot of problems, but I'm a healer. This, usually you'll find the wounded healer path is not an easy one, and so it is what it is. But most importantly, you do it for your own inner peace. If you feel like you have family issues that are unresolved, try and do what you can, because then that way you've gone, I've done what I can, I release that. Now, some of you, this is going to trigger you. Okay, I'm going to just put it out there. And again, I don't want to. If this is triggering you, please save writing this in the comments. I don't want to know, because this is your issue, all right? But this family situation is going to help you by looking at these wounds. It is going to help you. Is it easy? No. Because sometimes what you're going to have to do is go, is my mother or father a decent person? No. And that is a fucking nightmare to accept, because you have to sit there and go, well, what am I then? Or is my mother or father capable of ever understanding me? No. So it's not easy. It's really, and this is not for the faint of heart. This is like freaking a high level of acceptance when you're working with that kind of thing. But you have to understand that at some point you aren't the projections that your parents put onto you, and it's their issue. And especially if you know their background, you have to dig into their circumstances and understand them for who they are. Forget that they're your parents. Look at them as people and go, right, her mum treated her like shit, and so that's all she knows. Yeah, and is it acceptable to treat me like shit? No, of course not. But you're the bigger person. Sometimes we, the kids, or whoever you are that's watching this, you have to be the bigger person, because they don't get it. And what will happen, what you'll find sometimes is their parents treat them like shit, and then their parents, and all you're doing is you're cutting a cycle, because you do not want your children to go through the same, or you don't want to continue generational karma, which is essentially, this is what it is. So you are taking that step towards cutting it. And I'll be really honest with you, my family has an epidemic of this. Like, not everyone of the family that, God, if they watch this video, they're going to hate me for this, but you don't know their names, it's fine. Not everyone of my family members who have witnessed and gone through what I've gone through are talking to my family members. In fact, my whole family on my mum's side absolutely despises each other, all right? But I talk to everyone, because I'm not about, and don't get me wrong, do I like all of them? No. Like, I'm just going to keep it 100% real. But we have to remember, we are all human, and they are a part of me. They're a part of you. Do you accept every part of you? Hopefully. Do you accept even the bad parts of you? Hopefully, because it's part of you. Am I proud of some things that I've witnessed? No. I think some of it is embarrassing, if I'm totally honest with you. Do we vocalise how we feel about that as best we can? Do we start making a big song and dance about it and start saying we're not going to talk to this person, we're not going to talk to that person? If it's extremely damaging, then that's your choice. But personally, I've witnessed and been through a lot in that situation, and no, I don't allow it to force me into making that kind of a decision, because personally, how I look at it is that they're wounded and they don't know any better, and these are not evolved people. Now, okay, you might sit there and go, yeah, but your circumstances mean that they are very evolved people, and so you can't accept it. Well, you then have to sit and go, are you more evolved than them? Because if you are, trust me on this, it's karmic. And personally, I don't want to have gone through everything I've gone through to then come out the other side and be reborn again, and then have to then deal with the other end where they're not forgiving me because I couldn't forgive someone in a previous lifetime, because that's essentially what you're giving. I will honestly be real with you. I feel like all that you're doing is you're just creating more effort and energy that has to be put back into something else at another later date. Because this is the thing, in my opinion, people that come back to be incarnated is because there's a very strong love or hate. All right, there's a very strong love or hate. Now, personally, my aim is to do what I need to do here and get off this planet. I'm joking. I'm kind of not. I don't want to pass over and be like one of those people that still absolutely freaking hate the situation to the point where I have to come back and learn. I want to just resolve it so it's done. Because not only that, I want to be at peace. Okay, now maybe you're sat there going, yeah, but I'm at peace in this situation. Okay, well, number one, why are you shouting? Because if you were at peace, you wouldn't be that triggered, right? Being at peace means that you let it doesn't affect you. Like, basically what you're saying is they've treated you like shit. You've acknowledged that this was not acceptable and you vocalized it to them. You haven't just sat there and gone, well, it's okay, I forgive you. No, you say your piece and then you say to them, this is my boundary. If you don't accept that, fuck off, right? And if they continue to disrespect that, you negotiate again, all right? And if it's still not upheld, you take it as it comes. Now, for me personally, my dad's he's fine now. My mum, I have to renegotiate every once in a while because she likes to push. She likes to. I don't want to. I feel bad for my mum now because it's not her fault. She's scared and wounded, and my mum's been through so much. So again, we have to understand that as well. And as a soul, am I built stronger than her? Yes. As a soul, at her age, is she equipped to understand the severity of this now? Not so much. So I have to kind of balance that out as well. And this is where we have to put our ego aside and go, well, okay, it's not great sometimes how she does things, but, you know, this is someone she's 66. Like, I'm not going to start battering a freaking pensioner just for my own ego's sake and trying to prove a point. Like, maybe you're sat there thinking, well, maybe you should. No, I don't want I'm sorry, but that's not bringing me peace to sit and do that. It's just proving a point that I don't need to make. Like, you've got to understand, spirit will take care of that. Spirit will let them, they don't pass over and go, well, we're not going to give you a life review. We don't want you to learn anything. These people are going to pass on at some stage, hopefully, you know, in a long time in the future. And they're going to have to understand the ramifications of what they've done. I don't want to sit and add to that and be like, yeah, you know, let's add salt into the wound, because, you know, guess what? I'm not perfect. Holding my hands up, I'm not perfect. Would I want spirit to do that to me? No. I don't want someone to make a freaking example out of me. I like compassion. Therefore, I give compassion. That's, in my opinion, the easiest way to describe it. And do you know what happens when you do that? Is you make your life simple, because you're not at a war. You pick your battles, right? You pick your battles and you put your energy into things that you know you're going to get something from. So if you've been fighting a war like this, enough, because it's probably blocking you, all right? Is this triggering you? Then it means that there's obviously something to this, all right? And save the comments, because if it's negative, save the comments, I don't care. What's blocking 3? What's blocking pile 3? Those who picked pile 3. What are the block or blocks, please? Pile 3. Do you give to yourself? And do you give to yourself in equal measure? Because I've got appreciation upside down here in cornucopia. So you need to honour yourself and acknowledge the gift that you are. Okay, and okay, that's very difficult to acknowledge if maybe your family members don't acknowledge it, but that's why you put yourself around people that are acknowledging you. Daughter romance. What's blocking you? The door to romance. Are you only focused on love of another person and not so much self-love? Because that could also block you as well. Because this is the thing. It could bring in people that are also doing the same and aren't focusing on self-love, which means we've just got prolonged cycle here of you chasing someone and not giving yourself that energy, and then them not giving you the energy as a mirror. So just be aware of that. What is blocking path 3, please? Don't be putting all your energy into chasing love. But what's blocking your hostilities? Is there an issue with your anger and or temper? Are you very easily triggered? My guides are laughing now. They're saying you need to lighten up. And trust me, if I'm not joking you, it's got to the point now where if something happens that would trigger most people, I've got my guys laughing in my ear. And literally I'm sat there like, for goodness sake. And do you know what happened? Because it's happened so often now, is I start laughing because I can't take it seriously, because I've got someone going mad, and then I've got these lot laughing in my ear going, you know, like it's like a running commentary sometimes as well, which I have to start laughing. And I ended up, one of my friends connected to my higher self, and she was like, "You're coming forward as the laughing Buddha." I was like, it doesn't surprise me. She's like, "Yeah, your higher self is the laughing Buddha," and I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense." I've got these lot freaking, they don't, I cannot get triggered. Even if I could get so triggered now, that's it. They will keep pushing it because they know I can't take it seriously, because it just, that energy is not great. So laugh. If it's triggering you, honestly, find something that will uplift you, okay? Because sometimes if we're that serious, it blocks the energy. And if you're so focused and sort of like, I'm tunnel vision, spirit have got other ideas. Like, I'm just going to be real with you. Like for me, they do it all the time. If I'm hell-bent on something, sometimes they want to mix things up a little bit just to see if I'm paying attention. And so I just have to laugh it off now, because I know if I don't, they're just going to keep hamming it home until I laugh, you know? So I'm just like, right, okay, great. Okay, you're trying to remove every trace of my ego. Okay, I get it. Like, you know, you don't have to keep doing this. Like, yeah, but we do, because I know, you know, any sense of reaction. So just pick your battles and just be aware of if it's triggering you. What is that blocking, essentially? Part 3. Community, friends. Are you more interested in what your friends think of you than what you think of you? Do they have opinions that you invest in more than what you'd invest into yourself? Be aware of what people are saying around you. Now I'm craving hamburgers. I'm just going to put that out there. For some reason, I don't know if someone's really into their food, but if someone's eating a hamburger right now, someone's eating meat. I can taste meat. So yeah, I didn't give up eating meat because I hate meat. I actually love food, but I did it because my body was like, it just wasn't, you know, liking that. I do sometimes eat meat, but I try not to, because my body just is like, enough. We're not dealing with that. So, but yeah. So whoever's eating a hamburger. Maybe you also, your body's not dealing with it very well, which is why I had to say that. But back to what they're saying here. Right, community. Are your friends blocking you? I'm just seeing someone in someone's ear here. Not sure if that's a great influence. Someone's in someone's ear giving, I don't know if I like that energy, if I'm totally honest with you. Yeah. Don't listen to other people's advice. I feel like you need to be wary of other people's advice. Don't know if I like this influence. The influence to me is a little bit like, what's blocking group 3, please? Daughter spirit. Okay, so maybe you're trying to detach from your intuition. Maybe you're scared of linking into spirit, but there's definitely potentially something here that someone doesn't want to acknowledge that they've got ability. It's blocking them as well. I'm hearing time to open up. Whoever this may only be one person, but it's like they know who they are. What is blocking? Pile 3. Yeah. Have patience for yourself. There's something here that I feel like you're trying to push along that isn't time. You need to release the attachment of when. When is it going to happen? When is it time? When is it ready? When is this going to... Right, just an FYI. When I was in that bed when I was ill for like freaking 2 years, and I was like, when is this going to end? When is this... Worst idea. Because all they were doing is like, well, you haven't learnt yet, so we're just going to keep piling this illness on until you can figure out what this is about and sort yourself out. If spirit have got an idea of what they want you to learn and you're not grasping it, honestly, that's why they're laughing. And this is why I have to laugh now, because it does get ridiculous. Don't forget this. It's like we are souls living in a physical existence here. The only reason we have egos is because we're giving them when we're here. Up there, they think it like they don't think the way we do. To them, it's not the same energy. It's like there's no battles or freaking competition or like, oh, when it just doesn't have a or when is this person going to get married, or when no, like obviously ancestors can be a little bit like that. When you connect to them, sometimes you think, what's happened here? Like, they're still kind of pushing that kind of energy, but don't forget that up there they don't have concepts of time, and time is man-made. And if you're so focused on that man-made construct, which is a 3-dimensional concept, your vibration is going to remain at that level, right? When you're evolving and you're ascending into more higher vibrational energy, which is 4D, 5D, up to 9D, there is, look, I'll be really honest with you. Let me just break it down here, right? I ended up astral traveling to what is called the galactic center, which is the center of everything, okay? And it's 9-dimensional, 9th dimension, right? It looked like a freaking Escher painting. I couldn't work out what was going on. My brain was jumping from one thing to the next. One minute everything looked white, the next minute it looked like something from an Escher painting, and I couldn't piece anything together. And it was so awkward to sit in that energy. I had to leave because I was just like, what on earth? Now, because it's such a high vibrational energy, my brain cannot fathom that as a concept, because first of all, I'm in a body that has a brain, and my soul can understand it, but because I wasn't, essentially I was actually just meditating and going to that place, right? So I needed a distraction almost. But here, when we're down here, it's a different thing. It's linear. It's like we're utilizing our brains to understand and piece together everything going on around us, and everything that we piece together is based on a construct that we believe, right? So that starts from when we're born to when we go to school to when we grow up, as children growing up. Everything pretty much has been programmed, right? So when people go, oh, when you're 30 you should be doing this, and when you're 40 you should be doing this, this is a programmed energy, right, where people buy into that and go, yeah, I should be doing this, because it's a concept that they've, with their linear thought process and what they think is it's very matrix kind of energy, it's a projection of what they think that is the right thing. Okay, doesn't mean to say you invest in that and go, yeah, I'm gonna, because what happens is when you're sat focused so heavily on a pinpoint in time, right, what you do is you push it away. You push it away. It's why when I went to 9D, I couldn't freaking understand what was going on, because my brain didn't. There was no way. There's nothing in this reality that is similar to that, because we're not in a ninth dimensional reality. I have a brain, first of all, which means I'm limited somewhat with how I perceive things, because it can't. There's nothing in my brain at the moment that is used to seeing that every day, because it hasn't processed that, because it's not used to, right? What I'm trying to say is that you are being projected on as an expectation to expect things at a certain time, and you need to remove that as a concept, because it is going to block you. The concept of time is one of the most destructive blocks, in my opinion, and that goes for when's he contact anyone that starts asking when is he going to contact me or anything of that nature is totally, you're missing the point of everything. Because what spirit are going to do is go, well, he's not going to now, because I want you to understand the benefit of living in the moment. So all those people that sit and go, oh, you know, he didn't contact me for 3 years, and it's so weird how he just randomly contacted me. It's not weird. Spirit wanted you to get into a position where you understood this lesson. So it could have been 100 years that he didn't contact you or she didn't contact you. The point remains. But you've got to remember, upstairs, this is about universal order. This is not about, well, you know, Sharon got married at 28, so I want to get married at 28 too. This is a totally different viewpoint that they have. The view is of it's all down to vibration. If you are sat focusing on a different moment than now, essentially you're kind of rewinding yourself. It's like you're going backwards, essentially. Because what you're saying is the present moment isn't good enough. And everything, there's a balance to everything. In this reality, we are in a dualistic reality. So there is light and dark, right? So if you've only ever known the light, then they're going to start throwing in more kind of lower vibration just to test that out, right? Because we're in a physical, a very dense environment we're in. So if you're sat going, oh, okay, I really want I want to be married at this age, I want a job at this age, I want my promotion now, I want this now. What you're basically saying is that you want the control of when things happen, which means that you're not surrendering to a process, which means you're not trusting what is going on, which means you're not trusting upstairs, and you're basically saying that you come first. Essentially, if we were to break it down, you are essentially saying that you don't trust the process, and because you don't trust the process, you want it now. But what you don't realise is, by not trusting the process, you're blocking your blessings, because you can't sit and go, but I want them to contact me, Spirit, but actually I want it now. Because what you're saying is, you're saying, I don't trust you, but I want the rewards at the end of it. I don't really buy into this whole concept, but I want the rewards at the end of it. It doesn't work like that. You can't have everything. You can't have both. They're not going to invest in that. They're not going to go, yeah, okay, we'll give you everything, and there's no price to pay. Because everything, this is about balance. This whole thing, if you're blocked, there's a lack. It could be, you know, as I say, in this case, it's perception. It's like there's a lack of awareness, because you are trying to speed things up, because you want it. It's a control thing, because there's a fear. So what's blocking you? Fear. You're blocked by your own fear. Now, you might sit there and go, oh, no, I don't have that as an issue. I don't have this as an issue. Patience. Awesome, because most people do. Most people that are in this reality, including myself, do have this as an issue, because it's very difficult. Because don't forget, we've been programmed from a young age to be at school at this time, to be at work at this time, you know, to be take the bus at this time, to eat at this time. So naturally we sit and go, when is this coming? It comes because now you're coming out of that three-dimensional viewpoint and you're looking at it from a different perspective. What Spirit is saying here is that time, the program of time, schooling and that, because schooling is essentially you being programmed. You sitting and being, you know, one of many, being molded into what is easier to deal with. Good job for me. I didn't listen to any of that. I was a nightmare at school, which obviously I don't exactly think that's a good idea either, because it means these poor teachers have to deal with me. But no, you're teaching me the wrong information, and I will say something, okay? And yes, that don't get me wrong, not all of them were I fought, but I fought pretty much all but one teacher. The one teacher that I still am very good friends with, who does want to speak to me still, yeah, was my art teacher, and my art teacher was like, yeah, well, thank you, you made my job interesting, because you were a nightmare. And I was like, yeah, no, I apologise. And I said, actually, you've really helped me, because if it wasn't for you, I would have just got so bored and left school, because I loved art. So balance. It's not all bad, it's not all good. Just with anything to do with time, make sure that you're balancing that out, because yeah, we're still in this construct of time. You know, people have 9 to 5 jobs, people have to be at a certain place at a certain time, and we're programmed. You know, look at the Gregorian calendar. You know, it's like we're placed an onus on a certain time frame to measure, and sometimes we have to remember that that's not all there is to it. Okay, we have to, I suppose, in this reality, measure it to some point, because otherwise people wouldn't understand things, and they have to label things to some extent. But don't get so suckered into that where it's out of balance, because then it will block. All right, sorry if that was a really long explanation, but I felt like I had to say that. Pile 3, what's the block? What's the block? What's the block, please? What is blocking you? Someone, I'm just hearing someone thinks they're not good enough. They are. Yin and yang, light and dark. If you're overly invested in the spiritual, look in your shadow side. And if you're overly looking into the shadow elements, start looking into the more lighter elements of you, the more angelic realms. Because there needs to be a balance here. Someone's a Gemini as well. Oh, wow. Third eye's blocked. Yeah, someone's third eye's blocked. They don't want to see something. They are someone really doesn't want to acknowledge something here. And they're actually very strong in the ability, but they're scared to kind of open it up. And this is financial issues now as well. Financial issues is about an imbalance in energy. So again, it's like, if you don't value yourself, then how can you expect a value to pertain to you if you don't value yourself? Money is an energy. So if you're not giving to you, how can you expect anyone else to give to you via money or energy? All right. Recalibration. There needs to be a recalibration here. It also could be a viewpoint. You could view money as a bad thing, which is not going to help either, because if you're viewing it as a negative thing or something that you have to rely on, all you're doing is essentially saying, I don't like it, go away. You know, it's like, view it positively. Don't view it as a negative. Right, let's pull some outcome cards here. I want to kind of pull from the archangels. Last messages, please, for deck 3. Okay, let's have a look for deck 3 outcomes. What's the block, please? What can you give us? Right, so there's a clear cognizance card here that's jumped out. It says, pay attention to your thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are unanswered prayers. So pay attention to what is jumping through into your head, really, when you're watching this video. Because, be honest with you, it's like you're probably getting a lot of insight. Me triggering things, ideas popping in your head. Okay, pile 3. Final messages. Healthy lifestyle. So again, someone's eating me. Clear your space. Get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you and use Feng Shui. Healthy lifestyle. Any other blocks? Any last blocks, please? Pile 3. Final blocks. Yeah. Peace. There's peace available. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. Okay, so give to yourself first, because then what will happen is you'll always get that back. All right. Okay, guys, hopefully that was some help. Please do leave in the comments what pile you picked and any sort of insight, anything you want to add, really. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. All your likes, shares, and subscriptions means a massive amount to me. Thank you. And until next time, take care. Bye.